So tell me exactly what's happened to your back in this last incident.
Well, I was jumping backwards and forwards over a football at training when we were warming up, and I just felt a twinge in my back, and it was quite sore. It was just on mainly the lower right-hand side of my back, and very sore, and couldn't keep training with it. And then I went to the physio and got some massage and stuff, and she said to take a week off and hopefully it'll get better. And it got better and it was fine for a while, for a week or so, and then I was in bed and I moved around in an odd position and my back twinged again. And then, I went to football training on Monday night and it was a bit sore and I was kicking with my right foot and my back started twinging a bit more and it's tightened up, and now when I lift my right leg it's quite, like I can feel the pain radiating up.
Right, so when you say you're lifting your right leg, is the pain in that same part of the back it was before?
Yeah, it's in the right hand lower back.
Right, and is it moving down into your buttock?
Not really, it's staying mainly in the back.
Right, but it's more obvious when you move your leg.
Yeah, when it's fully extended I lift my leg up and
it's really painful.
Yeah.
What about when you're sitting like you are now with your knee bent?
No, it's fine now.
And have you been at work?
Yeah, I've been at work and it's fine as long as I lift properly.
Right.
There's no pain.
Right, so as long as you're very careful when you're lifting. And the time when you're twisted around in bed, have you done any of that sort of twisting at work, or you've been very careful?
I've been very careful not to.
Yeah, right. So, and is this the same sort of pain that you were having when you were, 5-6 years ago when you were playing cricket?
Yeah, it was very similar sort of pain to this.
Right. And did it ever get into you? Did it sort of ever go down your leg at all?
Not really. It was mainly stayed in the back.
Right. And if you rested, did it settle down then?
Yeah, it settled down, but it was never good if I tried to play cricket because I was a fast bowler. I was twisting a lot.
So you were always twisting when you were bowling and therefore making it happen again?
Yeah.
And they didn't need you just being a fielder?
No, it wasn't much good.
And have you taken any medicines or tablets for this?
I took some Nurofen when I first had it, and so if there was any swelling it might go down a bit. But no medicines apart from that. I went to the physio and they put a bit of heat into it and some ultrasound, and that was all.
Right. So you haven't been taking Panadol regularly or Nurofen regularly?
No,
or
nothing like that.
Okay. And if you're just sitting quietly as you are now, is it painful at all?
No, but I'm sort of aware that it's not quite right. And when I was sitting on the couch at home that doesn't have as good a support for the back as this, I could feel it.
Right. So, and what about lying in bed flat?
Lying in bed flat is fine.
Okay. And standing up straight?
Standing up straight, I'm aware of it. Like if I try and stand up really straight, but not normally, no.
Right. So, and walking?
Walking's fine. I feel like I'm walking with a slightly different gait to normal.
Right. So that you're actually aware of it most of the time now.
Yeah.
Do you ride a bike at all?
No. No.
So you haven't. And driving a car?
It was an issue when I first heard it. Driving a car, extending my leg and bending it and stuff. Yeah. And even just getting into the car, lifting the leg up.
Yeah. And now, right at the moment?
It's still uncomfortable getting into a car.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Giga. How can I help you today?
Hi, Dr. Giga. Yeah, thanks for seeing me. Just wanted to catch up about the medication and just sort of let you know how things are going.
Right.
As you know, when I first started the medication, it took some years to be able to go up to the maximum dose. I had a lot of those toxic sort of side effects.
Right.
And for whatever reason, in the last few months, my body doesn't seem to be able to tolerate the medication. So I've actually dropped down to 2 tablets a day instead of 4.
Right. Now, this is for the rheumatoid arthritis, isn't it?
Yeah.
So at the moment, you're not taking the full amount of medication.
No.
You're just taking half a dose, really.
Yeah.
Right. And how long have you been taking that half dose?
Well, in the last maybe 2 months.
Right, so what made you reduce the amount?
I just got the usual sort of toxic side effects, the ringing in the ears and the gut sort of going a bit faster. So, I knew straight away because I'd had so much of it before.
Right. Now let's just go back and do a bit of revision about when the rheumatoid arthritis developed for you and what your initial symptoms were.
Sure. So when I had my son 7.5 years ago, I got it in the initial sort of postpartum period, and I had it everywhere.
Right.
And I was in a flare for the first 4 years. So as you know, since then I've just got it down to about 2 flares a year.
Right. And when it first developed, did it immediately begin all over your body, or was there some joints that were affected first and then the others followed?
Sure. I mean, I noticed probably most of all the hands. That was the first thing.
Right. And how did your hands feel at that time?
Very puffy and swollen first thing in the morning and quite hard to move, and I lost all of that fine motor power.
Must have been really difficult with a newborn baby.
Yes, very interesting.
So these days you're managing to have 2 flare-ups a year. What time of the year does that happen?
Usually in about April and late November when the weather changes dramatically. Right. Only this year I had one in March while it was still hot, so that was a bit weird.
Unusual. So when the flare-up happens, what have you been doing in the past to manage that?
Trying to minimise activity, so doing a lot less, only doing things that I have to do.
So resting a fair bit?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, it's not really possible, is it, working and having a child to rest, but probably just stopping earlier in the evening, not doing anything after, say, sort of 7 p.m. And increasing the pain relief. So instead of the 4 Panadol a day, I'm taking the 6. That's of the big dose Panadol Osteo. Yeah, mainly just sort of getting through it, I think.
And when there's a large flare-up, are there any activities that you are unable to do, such as needlework or anything like that?
Not, I wouldn't say unable to do, because if I really wanted to, I'd do it. Right. But, I mean, because I know it's painful and the fatigue is such a big part of it, I just try not to do anything that I don't have to. And I do lose that fine motor strength in my hands. So I do notice that, and probably I am doing things differently by just cutting out anything extra.